What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today's video, we're going to go over RKDA, going over these videos that I record all through the week and studying the tape on the weekends. I like to do technical analysis and observe what I was thinking, what I was doing, how I was trading, and learn from my mistakes. See if I miss anything. Is there anything I'm doing right? If you guys enjoy these videos I'm putting out, please hit that like button. It will show me you guys do like these videos. I enjoy making these videos, and hey, I'm already watching all this tape, so why not make a video showing the process of what I'm thinking and pointing out stuff that I've done wrong and stuff I've missed to get better. If it will help some of you guys get better as traders, then awesome. Let's get into it and break down ticker symbol RKDA. Okay, so all through the week, I'm recording the market from the open, usually about a good 2-3 hours every single day. I'm recording it and I keep it private on YouTube for my private studying, but if anything special happens or anything crazy cool happens, I like to record and try to show you guys and learning from your mistakes. It's one of the best things to do. You just want to be like a football player. Every week you want to study your opponent and get better and analyze. And these stocks are like people. Every stock has its own personality. Every stock moves differently. They move, it's the range they move. Some stocks like to break out in parts. Some like to shoot straight up. It's really fascinating. I like sharing with you guys and breaking it down. It's Sunday, March 3rd, 2019. Going over and breaking this down for the week. You could see here, Thursday, this just had a great day. And then Friday, she just like went sideways. But RKDA is still going to be on high watch going into Monday. And you could see here, this gapped up pre-market Thursday up to a high of just over 950 and then sold back down here to $8 and then fell below $8 down to 7. And then she came right back up to the VWAP right here, this yellow line. Broke right through it and then started bouncing off that VWAP from 775. She just exploded up to 950, pulled right back down to the VWAP, bounced off of it again, and from 850s, she exploded right back up to 1025. Huge range on RKDA. RKDA is a former runner. If we pull up the daily here and look on this, back here in March of 2018, right around the same time, this stock went from $6 all the way up to $66 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It ran that much. And it's a low flow. If we look up RKDA, the flow on RKDA is 3.1 million. Shares outstanding 3.2 million with an average true range of 76 cents. This thing loves to move. The volatility on it is just crazy. And that's what we want as day traders. Volatility. I'm seeing earnings here on March 19th, but there's a lot of potential. There could be a lot of potential on RKDA. She ran up to 1050 right here, and if we come over and look, this is where she was bouncing at, right in this area, and even more this way. She was finding resistance at this 1050 right here, and right here. Let me bring up my magic pen. Yeah, so all in this area, she was finding resistance. And just going back and looking at chart history on this, you gotta do that, and always looking at multiple time frames. The weekly, where's she at on the weekly? See, on the weekly, the moving averages are at the 50s at 750, the 100 is at 850, and then the monthly, but you could just see it's pretty much a piece of crap stock. But she does have her moment. When traders see that she's a former runner like this, it's going to get attention for sure, because traders remember stocks that run. They're money machines, ATMs. So I got the video up right now, and it's at the point where she just had a morning sell-off down from 8 all the way down to 7. And from the $7 area, I want to watch it and see how she starts to get support here at a mental area $7. And she starts to ramp right back up to the VWAP and break through the VWAP, and then the VWAP holds as support. And this is all going to be real time. What I like to try to do and what I've learned, when a stock's in a free fall, you just got to let the selling slow down and stop. You can't force plays. Like when you got in, if you would have gotten in from 8 when it sold down from 8 just below 750, she had a little weak bounce right here, and she just continued to sell down even more. And as I always say in the past, these stocks like to move in stages, increments of 25 cents. And you could see from 7, now she's popping up to 720.25, a mental area. And just like that, she gets a nice move from 690s up to 730. That's a nice 40-cent pop on her. And you can see RKDA ran right up to that area where it found resistance right here and support at. And you could just see the selling volume is just declined, and then it's just still declining. And one thing to point out real quick, you could see how the morning gets really, really volatile right at the market open. What I like to do, I like to wait 15-20 minutes, let the stock spike, let the stock sell off, let them consolidate, and then start to show me which way they want to go. And this is what RKDA did. It had a morning sell-off, and as you can see here, it found support at 7, moves up a little bit and starts to go sideways. And now she's starting to perk up. You can see the 725 mental area is holding as support now. If she cracks below 725, she's going to probably more than likely go down to $7. The general area of $7, 790, 710. She's got tighter and tighter and tighter. You can see that right there. Think of it as a mini washout, and then she starts to form higher lows, and then buyers just come in and off she goes. And then look at the tape here. All this selling starting to come in. And just like that, another area of interest, 750s area, 25 cents. From 725, 730 up to 750. She comes right up to the VWAP right here. The VWAP is this purple line. If she breaks over this VWAP, that's when she can get an explosion. So we just had to cut away real quick because I popped up another ticker on the screen here. But we see that RKDA came up to the VWAP, the 750 area, and then she washed right back down to the $7 area where she found support, consolidated, moved her way right back up to the VWAP here at the 750 area, popped over the VWAP up to $8, a mental area, and comes right back down and bounces right at the VWAP. Even ZSAN had a nice pattern right here. Higher lows forming, lower highs, forming a very tight wedge. And from this 550 area, she had a nice pop up to $596. Always watch the tape, the bid, and the ask when the price always comes up to these important areas of interest. You see she established herself right there at 775. They couldn't break below 775. And that gives buyers motivation, and the sellers are going to give up. Or you'll see times when the market makers trap shorts. They break through support, and when it spikes down, you can get a hint they're trapping shorts when it breaks a level of support and it sells down if it doesn't drop down a lot. If it drops down something petty like 5-10 cents and selling is still overflowing on the tape and it's holding, that's a bullish signal, or a potential bullish signal, as I should say, because strategies and patterns don't always work, but you try to keep an eye out for patterns. And there she goes from 7.75. She's pushing up to $8. This is nice range right here. Real quickly looking at it on multiple time frames, and you can see here with ZSAN, what did ZSAN do? It had support here at the 750s level. And look at where she was bouncing, and then she came and sold down, and she's bouncing right off of 550. She gets a nice pop up. That's why I say it's important to trust your lines. And remember the rule of 3 that I've talked about in previous videos. Stocks generally like to test areas of interest 3 times. And on the 3rd time, more than likely it's going to make its move. We had a test here, 1, 2, and this is the 3rd time. And there she goes, off to the races. You see how quickly the buyers just come in and eat up that ask. And off she goes. Got a nice pop, 50-cent pop there for profit. And she's still pushing higher. But I always like to try to take profits off the table. And look at it, she gets a really good push up to 8.75. If I'm trading under 1,000 shares and a stock is very liquid and has a lot of volume, I don't mind doing market orders. I really don't. A few cents doesn't mean anything to me. Boom, just like that, $9. Nice $1 explosion up. And you do not want to chase a stock when it just exploded up $1. Let this thing pull back and reset itself. You can just see the buying, the pattern up. Always keep an eye on the pattern of the volume if the stock price is just increasing and increasing and increasing. If the buying volume is declining and the price is still going up, then something's wrong. That's a warning sign that it's about to tank. So you could just see the volume just exploding in this. This is what you want as a day trader. You want a stock with range. And she makes a new high on the day. You gotta think, when stocks are breaking out like this and volume's pouring in, it's going off on everybody's scanners. All these people are going to chase it and chase it and chase it and chase it. That's when the emotions start to come in on these stocks. But she got a nice little micro pullback right there at $9, and she's popping up to $9.10, $9.15. But I would want this to settle down a little bit more before I go off and place another order on it. And you can see how the volume is declining. The buying volume is declining. Look at that. From 9 to 9:25, 9:30. She really is trying to hold this 9 general area. Also, real quick, let me hit pause on this. If you have two stocks that are hot on the day and one just starts to break out, like let's say one's setting up and the other one's setting up, and you're keeping an eye on both. If one of those start to break out and go huge like this, you got to think of the psychology. On this other stock, volume's going to start to leave this one and head over to the one that's actually producing and pumping out money. And when volume starts to disappear on this is when it's going to start to fail and start to go red, because everybody's leaving this and heading over to this. I call them the mob. You could see it kept testing that $9 general area for support. 890, 885, still $9 general area for support. If it breaks below 985, 980, then she's going to be falling to 875, 850s. The selling pressure just keeps coming in and coming in, but they just can't bring it down below 890. She's still holding this general area, and that's what it's like a trampoline. That's when we'll get that snap up. And I got in right there, right at the 9. $9 confirmed, and we got that push up to 930, 935. And sell it again for another 40-cent profit. Just like that. She could push higher, but like I said, I always try to take profits off the table. That was a really, really good call right there when I was observing this. But there are times when emotions get to me. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. There are times when my emotions get the best of me and I chase and I break my rules. And when I chase and break my rules, I pay for it. But you could see the volume. The buying volume is declining on it. And she's still spiking up, making a new high on the day. And the selling volume is decreasing as well. That's why I tell people, you don't need all these indicators on your screen to tell you when a stock is looking good. All you really need to pay attention to is volume and price action, general areas of support and resistance. Whole dollars, $9, 9.25, 9.50, 9.75, $10, every 25 cents. The tape in the level 2. Yes, there's manipulation on the level 2, but you can still read what's going on. Yeah, as you can see, RKDA, she topped out here at this 9.50 level. She did sell back down to this $9 area, but she didn't hold. And then she sold all the way back down to 8.25, and she bounced right off the VWAP, started to grind on up, and from 8.25 to 8.75, she broke out and exploded up to 10.30. She trapped a bunch of longs right there when she got a nice little pop up to 9.50. See, just like that. From 9.50, she sold down to 9. You could see when she sold off to this $9 area, though, I did take a stab at it and tried buying at support here at 9. But you could see she starts to putter out with the lower high, and then she cracks and falls down. Now she's at the lower end of the Kettler channel, and from this 850s, that's when she starts to find support. General area 850. You could see on the level 2 there was a big sell order at 850. Right there. Those two of them. Now watch it though. Every time this settles down right here and it pops up to 850, if that big order keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, she's going to get through that and move on. Now you can see from that 850, they moved it from, it was 228 to 201, was it? The bears are trying to bring it down and bring it down and bring it down, but they just can't. See, 204 just popped up again. 5,000, 3,000 at 847. They eat through it, and then here come the two big orders again. You see the selling coming in. They're trying to bring it down, bring it down. It's like they're hitting on it with a hammer and a nail, but they bring it down just a little bit, and it just can't seem to knock down. You know, and if it keeps doing that and doing that and doing that, they're going to get weak and give up. And then all the shorts are going to cover, all the buys are going to step in, people are going to stop selling, and she's going to pop up. It's the paying attention to the little details that can make a big difference. Like I've said before, these stocks tell stories. You just got to pay attention to everything that's going on and put it all together. See, there's that big order at 850. Keep a close eye. Always keep a close eye on that big order. Don't forget about that big order. There was two of them that popped up when it got to 850. You're seeing the buying coming in on this. Look at, there they are. Boom, just like that. They're getting eaten up and down, and she gets sold down to a new low. Well, watch this. It's very interesting. Watch these two orders come up, and just when you think this is going to break out, they eat up the ask, and you think it's going to pop up above 850 and go, and she does the complete opposite. She falls right back down, and she makes a new low at 825. So that was a fake out right there. But when she fell down, she didn't drastically fall down big. I would think with a low float like this, and it got denied like that, and she made a new low, she'd be heading back down to 850 or $8. And looking at this on the 3-minute chart, you could see that $8 would be your next support area. You could just see on the 5-minute as well, just selling, 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 selling from 950 all the way down to 825. And look at where she's bouncing at. Pre-market high right there. That's why I say it's always good to look at multiple time frames. See the big picture. So we see 850 is resistance. She's still making lower lows. Let her settle down. Let her start to show strength. You can see the selling is dying out though. She's really holding up pretty well. See, she popped right back up to 850. And there she goes. I got in because she finally broke over that 850 mark. And she's just eating up the ask. And off she goes. Shorts start to cover. Buying comes in. You want to see old resistance, hold as support. You got to think, we're approaching lunchtime. That's when algos start to come in and trade. In the past 6 minutes, she's just sold down. She's starting to go sideways. Hanging around right at that level, pre-market high. And I'm looking at like this area right here. But you could see the selling on this is dying down. That's a sign as well. She's consolidating. Got a big seller there at 270, and the buyers just ate through it. She pops up. And I just sold it there for a 25-cent scalp from 850s up to 872. You see how, again, she's finding resistance at 875 every 25 cents. That's going to be natural resistance and support. You could see it acted as resistance. And now we can draw more trend lines. You know, always look at these charts as art and just connect the dots. Connect your higher highs here, connect your lower or higher lows. She's in a trend up, and this is how people trade. You know, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, until the pattern's broke. Opposite, same thing, but opposite for a short. When it comes up to the trend line resistance, short it. When it comes down to support, buy to cover. Comes back up, short. If it breaks above it, then they got to cover. It's really crazy how these stocks conform to the charts on multiple time frames. Whenever you're in the middle of either your support right here or resistance, if the stock is right in the middle of it, this area right here, consider that to be just noise. You want to try to stick, remember what I said before, try to stick and trust to your lines. Because what's about to happen next, I'm about to show you. She flushes right down to that line. She really is testing that line. That's why you see when a stock breaks below those lines, they get a big wash because other traders are drawing these lines. And also as well, the rule of three, like I said, when a stock comes up to an area and it tests it the third time, more than likely, most of the time, it breaks through it. So you could see we got to test 1 here, 2 here. For a possible third test, it could break out. But here, 1, 2, and then this third time right here, it kind of started to crack it a little bit, but it looked like the bulls were trying to save it. You just got to get your screen time in. Be here every day and just watch these stocks. Practice drawing lines, and over time, when you get 1, 2 year, 3 years under your belt, you'll see this stuff happen all the time, and it'll just become second nature to you. That's why it's important, like I always say, to be here every day and observe the markets. She really is gliding along that line though. And you could see, yep, she broke right through that line. And then now watch, the top of that trend line is possibly going to hold as resistance. See what I'm saying? It broke through that line and it came right back up, and now the top of that line is holding as resistance. And then she glides right above that line, just like she was right here, and then she glides on it right there. You see how that works? Because other traders are doing the same thing. They're trading these lines. Fast forward a little bit here, and you could see on the bigger time frame, what did I do? I simply switched it to a 3-minute chart. And what do I see forming on the 3-minute chart? A great pattern. Resistance here at 875, and slowly but surely she was making higher lows, forming an ascending wedge. I see the volume is dying down, which means she's consolidating and setting up. She's consolidating and setting up a pattern, and we're possibly seeing a breakout. Boom, just like that, up to $9. I really need to work on, I like to try to have patience and hold on to these when they break out and start going, but I gotta learn to sell into pops better. I'm just like everybody else. I like to get greedy at times. But at the end of the day, you gotta stick to the plan. Up to 910, 914. See, I'm still holding on to it, and then I finally sell it. What was that? From 860s up to 910? Nice little 40, 50-cent profit. And I'm not even going big. All I'm doing is scalping this. 600, 800 shares at a time. And then if I make big profit early, then I start to scale down. Later in the day, if there's still opportunity out there, I'll trade with maybe 400 shares, and I'll just scalp 25 cents for $100 here and there. But that's just me personally. That's what I like to do to top off the account. And you could see old resistance holding as support. She sold right back down to this $8.75 area, and she pops up again. But she's looking to have some sort of resistance here up at 910. So this is what I would call a micro pullback. When a stock breaks out of a pattern and spikes up and then starts to form, gets a pullback down and tests his old resistance and is holding as support, and then starts to form higher lows, getting tighter and tighter and tighter, moving up to the resistance. Like I said, that's what I like to call a micro pullback for an explosion up to the next level. You got to think these stocks move in stages. And just like that, she gets a nice pop from 910s up to 925. Boom, there she goes. Up to 950, 960. Then she starts kicking in. 975, $10. Just like that. Go back a little bit. We go back to right here. I'm sorry that my level 2 in the tape disappears. When that happens, I get on Dash Trader to check my P&L. But watch how fast she rips up. And that's the low float of this stock. Boom, just like that, up to 950, 960. Then everybody starts chasing it, buying, 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 buying. And then that's when we get another pop up here to 990, $10. 40-cent pop, just like that. Now when you're chasing something like this, you gotta take a step back and be like, yo, this was just at $8.50. Now it's up $1.50, testing $10. Why am I chasing this? You had an opportunity here when it broke out, and an opportunity when it pulled back down to this old resistance and held as support. If you missed it, don't beat yourself up over it. Just learn from it and move on. That's why every day when I see a great chart, I like to take a picture of it and save it. And then over the weekend, go back and revisit those pictures and study them. There's a lot of people chasing this. And again, she's getting a micro pullback right here. But if you're chasing it when it does a micro pullback and it spikes up huge like that, that's when that's a lot of risk. A lot of risk. Because this, from that $9.90, $10 area, she can tank back down to $9.50, $9.25. See, now you start to see the selling come in because the buyers are just getting exhausted. They just can't get through this $10. Then she starts to pop up above 10. See, that wasn't a real powerful breakout when she broke above 10. If it was a powerful breakout, she would have popped up to 920, 925 and just went crazy. But she popped up to 1005, 1010, ran into a bunch of selling, and she falls down. So you got a 20,000 seller there at 980, 10,000 at 977. That's why I like to have an extra time in sales, just showing me the big money. I want to see where they're selling and buying. But this 990s level is holding. See? And just like that, she flushed down. She even popped back up above $10 and popped up to 1020. See, this is where she starts to get real crazy. This is where emotions really, really fly. She's just grinding and grinding and grinding up. But she's just up too much. Just like that. See? A lot of resistance up there at that $10 level, and you can see she tested it 3 times. And it looks to be that's all that I recorded for the day. But you could see what she did after that big sell. When she topped out here at 10, she came right back down to this 940s area and bounced right off of support or old resistance from 940s, and then she got another pop back up to 10, came back down to 950s, and another pop up to, she got a nice little pop up to 1040. And then after that, look at that big sell down from 1040 all the way down to 865. A really, really big sell down right there from 1040 to 862. That's almost a $2 move right there going down. And then the rest of the day, she just puttered out. And then the next day, she just sold off even more. But she's still showing range from $7 up to $8. So it's going to be interesting to see what she does coming into Monday next week. That's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, again, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button and join the Trading Learning 101 community. Leave comments down below. What do you guys think? Did you guys play RKDA? And do you enjoy these technical analysis videos that I put out? Alright guys, until next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. Alright everyone, later.